there was an old woman who lived in the shoe who had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. She whipped them and all soundly and put them to bed. Fear. A wonderful woman who lived in a shoe had so many children she knew exactly what to do. She helped them, she rocked them, she tucked them into bed. She said, I love you, I love you. That is what she said. That is love. Love is the principle that drove Dr. Becky Bailey to write Easy to Love, Difficult to Discipline. She talks about fear-based discipline and the values that it teaches our children. She talks about the powers of self-control that we as adults need to understand and enact in order to be able to control our own children, not control our children, but to control ourselves so that we can show control to our children. Love-based discipline has values it teaches our children too. It shows children conflict is an essential part of life, and it presents us with an opportunity to learn a missing skill or let go of a limiting belief. Conflict is a part of life, and mistakes offer us opportunities to learn. Conflict isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing. Conflict allows us to negotiate and to learn and to recognize when we make mistakes or when we need to communicate better. And that's another big important thing that Dr. Bailey talks about is own your mistakes. Don't be afraid to make a mistake in front of your child. And when you do make a mistake, acknowledge it and say, you know what? You're right. I made a mistake about that. I'm so sorry. Let's try something again. Through self-control, we learn the 7 basic skills of discipline. And through the 7 basic skills of discipline, we learn the 7 values of living. And each one of those allows us to teach to our children different skills. And you can see those here. We need to understand that misbehavior serves 7 essential functions. And a couple of them that are most important are, for me at least, is it teaches children how to communicate in order to get their needs met. It teaches children what is safe and what is not. It teaches children responsibility for their actions and accountability. And it teaches them self-awareness and self-discipline when they know what their consequences are going to be. Dr. Bailey has provided us with a 7-week course to change your life. Now, these may take you 7 weeks if you're lucky, or they may take you 7 months or 3 months on one, and some go by very quickly. It just depends on where your focus and attention needs to be for your family. So I'll just briefly go through the different weeks that you could go through. And what I want to say in closing is some of the biggest takeaways that I have after reading this book is seeing your child with positive intent, knowing that they don't go to try and hurt their sibling or a friend, that they just don't understand how to communicate. And it's our job to give them words in order to let them do that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about another one, and that's about false choices. False choices means basically giving them a negative and a positive choice at the same time. So if they don't choose the positive choice, then they're getting a negative choice, such as you can mow the grass or be grounded. You can go to sleep now or never have another sleepover. Those are false choices. What we need to focus for children is giving them a positive choice. Let's take, for example, getting a child ready in the morning. The child's in the bedroom playing and not getting dressed. So you come in and you've told them that it's time to get ready to go. But you need to give them 2 positive choices. So their 2 positive choices are, Mary, you can put on your pants first, or you can put on your shirt. Which one do you choose? And then when they make that choice, celebrate that choice, because autonomy is one of the biggest gifts that we can give our children in self-control and self-awareness. One other thing, seeing children with a positive intent. Not that they go to harm others, not that they go to harm their sister, not that they go with the intent to hit or push or kick, but they don't know how to communicate what they're feeling at that moment, or that they really want that toy and they don't have the words to say it. And my last takeaway, why saying good job isn't as good as we think. When you think about it, good job, when do we say that? We say that to dogs. We say that to dogs when they bring us a toy. Our children are not in the same way. We're judging what they're doing when we give them good job. Now, there are different ways that we can say things. We can notice what they're doing. Instead of saying, oh, good job on the drawings. I noticed you used so much blue in that. Do you want to tell me about that? Then you celebrate them for what they did and not how they did it. So they equate what they did with the feeling of well-being and happiness, not the words good job to seek rewards. And I want to take this as an opportunity to end my little presentation and thank TJ for allowing me to explore more deeply into Dr. Bailey's world and start practicing it with my own children. And I hope that everybody comes along with me on the journey and enjoys Easy to Love, Difficult to Discipline. Thanks so much for watching. Have a lovely evening. Goodbye.